Hello everyone, I'm Extra87 and this is Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations Part 11. In the previous video, we kind of stumbled around in our investigation for a bit because I wasn't sure if we had the information we needed, and we did, and it was mainly just that I forgot we had that information, and yeah, that was essentially the issue. Let's talk to our buddy Larry, who actually kind of somewhat hates us for some reason. Granted, nobody seems to actually like Phoenix. Everyone's just always mean to him. It's so sad. Oh, I know it. It's all my fault. It's my fault that the boss was killed. My fault. Well, I mean, actually, I think it's the murderer's fault, but maybe that's a hot take. Larry, there was nothing I could do. I have important issues to deal with too, man. What happened that night anyway? My Donna happened. Huh? Your Donna? I got a bad feeling about this. Yeah, my Donna called and said I have to talk to you right away. So I went to see her and he was standing right there next to her. Who was? Her new boyfriend. It was some kind of horrible joke. Before I knew what was going on, the guy socked me right in the kisser. No, I'm the one who does the punching. Isn't that right, Maya? Is it? Maya, can you vouch? Yeah. So is that why you left the security guard office? What? I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I can never make up for it, Nick. What can I do? What? Where? He's curled up on the floor, crying like a baby. Oh boy. Nick! Is there anything I can do? Anything. Just name it. Deposit all your life savings into Phoenix Wright and Co.'s bank account? I'll do whatever I have to make up for it. I swear I will. Larry. Hey, Nick, as long as he's offering, why don't you show him the evidence we've got? She's right. Maybe we'll get through at least one bit of useful information out of him. Nick! The buzzer in the CEO's office is directly connected to this room, right? That's right, just like my heart is connected to yours, Maya. You really got over that sobbing thing pretty quickly, huh? Go ahead, Maya, press the buzzer in your heart. I promise I'll come running to your rescue, like the professional guard I am. Wow, that was pretty good. Thanks, I try. Do you think you could tell us about the buzzer now? Yeah, please tell us. Okay, I guess so. Prepare to be wowed. You're not... Okay. I accidentally pressed the buzzer earlier. Yeah, I heard it. So that was you, huh? You're a security guard, aren't you? Why didn't you come to the CEO's office? Well, I mean, he's dead, so I mean, what are they gonna do? Kill him more? Well, this is the third floor of the basement. The CEO's office is on the first floor. I thought it would be a good idea to adopt a wait-and-see approach. Plus, there's a police detective here, right? I don't think it was necessary. It's as if he's trying to win an award for the laziest person on the planet. Let's get back to talking about the night of the murder, okay? Is it true that the buzzer didn't go off that night? There must be a record, right? You must have had a look at it, right? I'm not right, you're right. Of course I didn't. I couldn't possibly have made a mistake either. Do you think you could take just one more look at for me, pretty please? Oh, okay. I just can't say no to you, Maya. Weirdo. What do you think, Nick? He's probably right. I don't think even Larry could make a mistake like that. What is it? What's wrong? I made a mistake! Huh? But how? It can't be. It's impossible. Okay, enough already. What about the records? That night, it went off just once in the morning at around 1 a.m. 1 a.m.? That's when the murder happened. Really? Are you sure? That's terrible. It can't be. 1:02 a.m., eh? Okay. You know anything about this? Know anything about autopsy? Know anything about this? Know anything about this? That's not necessary, Nick. You don't have to threaten me. I'll tell you what I know. I know it's tough to tell, but I'm really sorry about what happened. Wow, I've never seen Larry look so serious. I actually believe him. I don't. Yeah, he's like a totally different person. In that case, maybe you and I should get reacquainted. Running, running, running. Detective Gumshoe, about this right here. I don't friggin' know what that means, man. Get that shit out of my face. I don't know what to do now. I mean, we still have the thing with the lady, but I have absolutely zero clue what I'm supposed to present there. I was hoping maybe something had opened up to us after doing that. But I mean, none of the information we got there helps at all in relation to the other puzzle. Any evidence the urn was real? That was the question, right? I just don't feel like we have anything that... Cerebral hemorrhaging from blunt trauma to the head. I don't know, man. I got no clue what I'm supposed to present for this one. Like, not in the slightest. You know anything about the sacred urn? The urn that was submitted, it's obviously not the same urn as before. Well, that's true. Maybe it isn't the same. It could be a fake. A fake? You're the one who said it wasn't the same, so that's the most obvious explanation. Do you have any evidence that the urn that was submitted at the trial was genuine? Now, we tried this. I mean, there's only a limited number of things it could be, like, from what we have. So I think we just have to do trial and error. But, like, the only things that really pertain, it could have to be one of, like, these. Because everything else isn't really related at all. I think I actually already tried that one now that I think about it. I mean, I really feel like I don't have the evidence, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Because I don't think it's that any of this pertains. And I mean, there's not like a person that would work. So I mean, I feel like we're definitely have to be missing something. Like, can I please back out of this? I don't know what you want, game. Well, have we examined this? This is the computer. What he said. I mean, why would at me be mask to mask allow that to happen? The investigations are a little hit or miss at times, man. I mean, that's one of the good things that's good about the trials. At least you always know that you have whatever you're looking for. Like, I just don't. There's like some obscure thing I need to present to someone to get some information. Detective Gumshoe, tell us more about Mr. Shane Bluebard. That's Kane Bullard, not Shane Bluebard, pal. Oh yeah, the victim in this case just doesn't make much of an impression on me. Well, you were the victim up until Mr. Bullard was found dead. Yeah, and his body wasn't discovered until this morning. Anyway, we don't have enough information yet. Can you help us out? Sorry, I'm actually a little confused myself. For some reason, I'm just blabbering like an idiot right now. Oh, Nick, now is our chance to get more info about the victims. Hurry up and ask. Oh, okay. It was some, I just kind of forgot that we got him as a profile. Since it's not like something that's like dramatically added to your evidence, the way evidence is. Can you tell us some more about Mr. Bullard? He was the CEO of KB Security, right? What kind of company is it anyway? Well, the company basically sent security teams out to buildings to guard him. Mr. Bullard must have had a chance to learn a lot of secrets doing that kind of work. Oh, and I don't know how to put this, but the guy was kind of a money grubber. Really, me too. I just love money. I can't ever get enough. You're with the wrong company because we don't make any money. Please stop leaning in towards me like that. You aren't getting into my wallet. It looks like he did some pretty shifty stuff to earn his millions. Huh, so that's my problem. I need to be shiftier. Let me go already. Apparently he was involved in selling trade secrets between rival companies. Well, that'll get you murdered. Oh, that's pretty dirty and underhanded. Yeah, oh, KB Security used to head security operations against Mask to Mask. What? Really? Yeah, and after screwing up so many times, the company's reputation really took a nosedive. So it really was Bullard who sent Ron the blackmail letter. Huh. That doesn't help me in the slightest, but maybe that unlocks a different area now? Maybe I can go talk to the detention center? There we go. God, see, that's like so annoying. Because, like, I mean, I've known I had to go to the detention center, but, like... And that dialogue wasn't even, like, that important. Mr. Wright! Mr. Delight, did they finish their interrogation? Yes, but... Please, don't leave me anymore alone! Or don't leave me alone anymore? Mr. Light, you lied to us before, didn't you? Well, you see... On the same night the sacred urn was stolen from the Lordly Taylor department store... A blackmail letter you got summoned you to KB Security to hand over some money. And then that's where the CEO, Kane Bullard, was murdered. But there's only one Ron Delight, am I right? And the only question is, where were you that night? This time I want to hear the whole truth. Your life depends on it. Okay. Well, first things first, you ever seen a real-life attorney's badge? What do you think about this? I thought we were going to talk about whatever. Mr. Delight, do you still insist that you're a Mask to Mask? Isn't that what I've been saying since yesterday? That was a quick response. Tell me about it. To be honest, it's starting to get irritating. But listen, Mr. Delight. At the trial today, we learned the true identity of the thief, didn't we? Well, no. Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. I guess it's true. I wasn't the one who stole that urn. Of course not. After all, you were at KB Security at the time. Or was he? And the person dressed up as Mask to Mask in this photo, it's gotta be Detective Atme. Wrong. In the night, you didn't go to Lordly Taylor, you went to KB Security, right? Yes, I went to KB Security at the time the blackmail note said I should. Alright, what happened next? Well, I used to work there, so I knew where the CEO's office was. I knocked, but there was no answer. And then I used the key card to unlock the door. That's probably when he dropped his wallet. When I went into the CEO's office, someone was in there. Someone? Oh my god. Look at me. Then suddenly they bashed me over the head. Bam! Was it Kane Bullard that hit you? I don't know. I'm trying to think. What reason would Luke at me have to kill him? But I mean, that was definitely his silhouette. But so, Bullard and them handled security previously? Maybe he got fired as well or something? Had a grudge? I don't know. The person ran away while I was still stunned. When I came to my senses, the sight I saw left me speechless. The dead body of the CEO was right there in front of me. I thought I'd die myself. Anyway, I thought I should do something with the body. That's why you put him in the safe? Yeah, that's right. Really dumb? I used to be the chief of one of the security teams, so I knew how to open it. Okay, and what'd you do after that? I went to Waffle House. I got out of there for starters. I was the one who set up the security cameras in that building. I knew how to avoid being spotted by them. Oh, Nick. All of a sudden, Mr. Delight kind of sounds like the murderer to me. Please don't say that. Mr. Delight, is it true that 1 year ago, you were forced to quit KB Security? How did you... I'm begging you, please don't tell Desi. Please. Don't worry, we haven't told anyone yet. Phew, thank goodness. No, I suppose I'll have to tell her sometime. She'll find out eventually. But also just something that popped in my head. What is this thing again? Because these values may not necessarily be how much they're worth. They may have been how much he was paid to steal them. That kind of makes more sense. That it was Bullard hired Master Mask to steal, and that's what these numbers are for. That's why they're seems to be so low. Suppose I'll have to tell her sometime. She'll find out eventually. Why have you been hiding it from her anyway? Desi would despise you if you ever found out was living a life of crime. Criminal, a thief, she'd never forgive me. My marriage would be over. And I guess that could, in that case, it could be that Luke at me was the one who is Master Mask. He was hired by Bullard to steal the stuff. We wouldn't know who the Master Mask was at the actual... Like, that could have actually then been... I don't know. It's actually getting a little hard to follow, but like, if we assume Luke at me is the one who killed the guy... He killed him. He was hired by the dude. So that's how Bullard would have known his secret, is if he hired Master Mask and then maybe figured out that Luke at me was the one who was Master Mask. Didn't want his secret exposed, so then he murders him? But no, this was sent to Ron. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day instead. Granted, this technically doesn't say it's addressed to Ron. It just says it was found in his room. Knowing that, why did you become a thief in the first place? Because Desi spends money like it's water. There's no job in the world that can bring in enough money. Except being a thief, at least. That's what I thought, anyway. But he became Master Mask for Desiree, huh? That's the emergency buzzer from the CEO's office. Don't press it, it makes a terrible racket. Sorry, I just love making a lot of noise. Does this buzzer have something to do with this case? Well, at this point, I don't really know yet. After all, there were no prints on it or anything else for that matter. The buzzer went off just once around the time that Bullard was killed. That's scary. Do you know anything about that, Mr. Delight? Sorry, I'm afraid I don't. I'm not surprised by how clueless he is anymore. This list, we found it in the office of the CEO, Mr. Bullard. Hey, that's a list of all the things Mastermass stole! And that's the value of each item listed next to them. $100,000, $150,000. Are you sure that's the value of the stolen items? Yeah, that's definitely like how much was paid for them. The numbers seem a little low to me. Even on the black market, the prices should be at least 3 times higher than that. Guess he knows about that stuff because he used to be a security guard. Hey, this is the article about my debut heist! Boy, that was a tough one. Before I knew it, they were hot on my trail. But Master Mask, he must have gotten away, right? It says in the article that he disappeared. That's right, I got a sudden burst of inspiration. I hid my Master Mask costume in a nearby plastic bucket. And I quickly changed into my security guard uniform. Pretty clever, eh? Wow, awesome. Hey, hold the phone! Regarding this photo, is this you, Mr. Delight? That's right, nice trick if I do say so myself. Nice and easy to figure out, even Pearls could see that one on a heartbeat. But as you might expect, Detective Atme found the disguise. He truly deserves the title of Ace Detective. So he found the disguise. So he would have had one. Detective Atme found the Master Mask disguise? That's interesting. Yes, and I heard that he bought it home with him. But that's it. That's when Atme got his hands on this. Thanks to that, I got the chance to remake my costume. That must have been really time-consuming, huh? Yes, it took quite a while to complete anyway. A few days after that, I received the first of the blackmail letters. Blackmail letters? Now, it could be so maybe Atme sent the blackmail letter and not Bullard? And he just wanted him to be there to get framed for the murder? But blackmail letters? You got them starting when? Tell me more, now! Hey, calm down. Don't get so worked up. Ooh. New music? This blackmail letter, is this the first one you got? No, of course not. But this is the first one that ever called me out to a specific location. So did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident? Yeah, just a few days after the tier of, you know. That first letter, it said, I know you did it. So someone found out about your true identity just like that? It's not easy being a master thief, you know. I've got proof that it was you, so give it up, it went on to say. So in the end, I had to give up the treasure I went through all that trouble to steal. Is that right? Hey, hang on a sec, what do you mean you had to give it up? Oh, don't worry. After I put the jewel in a safe deposit box the letter specified, someone sent me $10,000. No one said anything about me being worried, you know? After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. What, plans? Oh, okay. So his heists were directed. What are these plans you're talking about? They were instructions on how to steal a crown or painting or some other rare treasure. They showed security blind spots, escape routes, and even suggested training methods. You mean the ones who planned the heist wasn't you? No, it wasn't. I only planned the very first one. After that, I received plans from a very kind person, incredibly detailed plans. Sounded like Mr. Delight is thankful to the person that was blackmailing him. So Ron Delight was Master Mask after all, but someone else is behind the thefts. Someone who planned them all out in detail. All I had to do was deposit the treasures I stole in the safe deposit box, then I just waited for the cash to come in the mail. Did you try to not look so gleeful about it? So you went after the sacred urn because of those plans too? Well, see, the truth is I've never seen the urn. All I did was follow the instructions and steal what I was told to steal. Mr. Delight, Is everything you just told me the truth? Yeah, but please don't tell Desi, okay? Okay. Ron, before we go, there's one more thing I want to ask you. Yes, but please don't hurt me. Mr. Kane Bullard, do you swear that it wasn't you who killed him? Yes, of course! I could never. I'm not lying! All I did was hide his body in the safe. But then I was afraid they'd discover what I did, so I turned myself in yesterday. Why? Well, if the judge had ruled that I was guilty of robbery, then I'd have an alibi, right? Huh. I guess so. You're really clever, Mr. Delight. Guess I have no choice to take Mr. Delight at his word. Mystic Maya! Hey, Pearly! I'm back! Hey, Pearl, so what have you been up to this whole time? The Sacred Urn, Mr. Nick. I took it back to Crane Village to have it examined. Okay, now we can do the stuff with Andrews. And, what'd you find out? Well, there's no more need to worry. They said it's the real urn. Phew! That's a relief. I was really worried. But there's one small problem. Problem? These cute little pink splotches, they said that it's paint, and that they were put on the urn recently. Why are we talking about the pink splotches again? What's the big deal? What's the big deal? We gotta find out how they got there. That's the big deal. Yes, Mr. Nick, we gotta find out how they got there. Okay, we'll go find out how they got there. Please don't forget about me. Okay. How do I get back to the place? Oh, Pearl, how nice to see you. Hello there. I haven't seen you around lately. What have you been up to? Well, actually, I was just having this urn examined. Oh, I see. Maybe if we take another good look at this urn, we can figure out the mystery of what actually happened in here. Nick, let's look around one more time. See? We've got our sacred urn back. That's really wonderful, but we're not entirely convinced it's the same urn. Miss Andrews, we want you to cooperate with us. Is there anything to examine? Burr. Maybe it says hamburger. It says spaghetti. Okay, we've already read that. The same color as the paint splotches on the urn. Wow, who could have ever come to that conclusion? Pearl, your big brain is massive. So then the question is, what's the cause of the odd shape? Let's look around here carefully, Mr. Nick. This box, there's nothing about it that's bothering me. That's the box the Sacred Urn was in. Looks like there's some pink paint on it too. And it's definitely the same color as the stuff on the urn. I think I know how the paint got on it now. Alright, let's investigate again, Nick. Just looking to see if anything's different. Okay, this is different now. Looks to me like it's been dry for several days. Something bottom paint. Mr. Nick, could this be? Yup. I'm pretty sure this is it. Ah, that's the box the Sacred Urn was in. You look here, there's a little bit of paint on the box as well. A little bit? Wow, you're right. Look, it matches. What is it, Mr. Nick? This is all turning out exactly as I thought it would. I think it's all starting to become clear. We're that much closer to solving the mystery of what happened to the urn, are we? I'll take your word for it. You ever seen a real-life attorney's badge? Oh, a great deal of thanks to that badge. It's the only reason that I'm still here today. Ah, come on now, that's not true. I think what Nick means to say is that it wasn't thanks to the badge, it was thanks to me. Yeah, okay, yeah, I've read that. You know anything about these paint marks? Miss Andrews, about the paint that's all over the wall. Look at that, it looks like paint, alright. Isn't that funny? I never noticed that before. That has to be the most pathetic acting I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm beginning to get very frustrated. Better do something to calm them down and fast. What a magnificent box! You're not gonna throw us off the trail with flattery. I want to know about the paint on this box. Well, I sure don't know anything about that. Some people just have a natural gift for lying. Adrian's not one of them. Sorry to break it to you, but the urn is a genuine article. Pearls went back to Crane Village and had it examined. Is that right? That's nice, but I don't see how. Plus, nobody lives in that village at all. They're all either in prison or in this room right now. What she discovered was that the urn had been broken again. Did you say again? Yes, it was broken once a year ago, and now it looks like the same thing has happened. And quite recently, too. Recently? Are you saying that this urn was broken recently? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Why do you think it was broken recently? How do you know? Well, I mean, there's this, where it's different. This poster. It was made recently, right? The poster for the exhibit! At the time this photo was taken, the urn said I am on it. But now, for some mysterious reason, it says Ami. When the urn was fixed, the letters were transposed. I am? What does that even mean? I don't know anything about that. I wasn't even there when the photo for this poster was taken. I wasn't even there. Now that was a mistake. Now, tell the truth. Wait. 4? Even if the urn was broken, I had nothing to do with it. Huh? Yeah, that's it. It must have been one of the people at the photo shoot. They probably dropped it. I'm sure that's what happened. Looks like she's not gonna give up the last Cyclox so easily. Do you have any proof the urn was broken here at the Lordly Taylor? I don't know which one fits better. Well, Miss Andrews? What is this supposed to mean? There's pink paint all over this urn. And there's pink paint all over the floors and walls of the basement warehouse. In other words, this urn was broken here. You can't weasel out of this one, Miss Andrews. But... Uh-oh, she's trying to make her escape. Come on, don't you owe us, enough to be honest? Like, you would... We almost executed your ass, okay? Granted, I guess that would be a reason to hold a grudge. But, like, we didn't do it in the end. In the end, we did the right thing. Kind of. Well, there's none in my office, that's for sure. Well, there is in my room. Liar. Anyway, the paint on the urn and the paint on the floor. There's no proof that's the same paint. Come on, this is getting ridiculous. The proof linking the paint to the urn to the paint on the floor is this box. This box. He said it. This urn was stored in this, right? Yeah, that's right. Well, there's pink paint on the box as well. I think you already know where I'm going with this, don't you? Yes, more or less. Paint on the floor is an odd shape imprinted in it, doesn't it? Yes. If you put this box into the impression in the paint, you can see it fits perfectly. Which means this box was dropped right over there! And that is when the urn was broken. Name does you justice, Mr. Wright, because you sure are correct. I'm so sorry. I was the one who broke the urn. Boy, does this make me feel like some sort of evil schoolteacher. I'm a terrible person. Not only did I break it, but I tried to hide what I did. Well, that's not so hard to understand, is it, Pearly? No, not at all. I know just how she feels. I mean, I have no clue what you're talking about. I would never do something like that. It happened about 2 weeks ago. Just after the poster photo was taken on the same day the urn arrived here. I thought I'd put it away down here for safekeeping. While I was carrying it in the box, when I tripped on a paint candle, I was wondering how the paint came into this. I didn't get the paint. The box I was carrying crashed to the ground, and I heard a terrible noise and thought my heart was going to stop. And the worst, I opened the lid of the box, and that's when it happened. The broken pieces of the urn fell out of the box and landed right in the paint. I was in shock and let out a huge scream. I can totally see how that all could have happened. As clumsy as she is, I'm sure Maya understands. Boom, roasted. Well, I knew it was the most important treasure in all of Crane Village, so I tried as hard as I could to fix it. Unfortunately, the shards are pretty big. And that's when the IM got changed to Ami. I didn't know how it was originally written, but any sane person fixing would have assumed it said Ami. Damn. Fucking roasted. Any sane person? Really? Oh, pearls. He said she wasn't very good at spelling. Anyway, I put the urn to the storm and no one had seen it since then. Okay, kept out of sight. 2 weeks. There's something I don't get. When we first came here, I didn't see any paint stains. Well, that's because it was so ugly and embarrassing. I used the golden statue to cover it. The Ami face statue. Aha! The first time that we came down here, it was on the night that the sacred urn was stolen. But Mr. Nick, there were no paint marks on the walls or floor of the warehouse when we were here. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. You had 2 weeks to just, like, you couldn't mop it up? And I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering with the paint stain. Like, so you know what could also have covered it up? Water? Paint? Like, anything that removes paint? Like, you had 2 weeks! That's why I put it where you first saw it. I see. Now it makes perfect sense. There's still one thing I find strange. What is it, Pearl? The day after the urn was stolen, we came here again. That time, the statue had been moved and the paint was clearly visible. He's right about that. Well, Miss Andrews? What? I don't know anything about that. I placed it there to cover the paint, so why would I move it again? Well then, who was it? Who would have done it and why? On the day before the theft, the statue was definitely closer to the door. And then the next day it was moved, but why? It looks like there's some connection between the sacred urn and the murder case. Why? Why do you think so, Nick? Because that night, the real thief, Ron Delight, was at KB Security. So then why did another mask-to-mask show up here? A lot of different things are pointing to one undeniable fact. One undeniable fact! The murder trial is starting tomorrow, but it looks like that thief is going to be making another appearance. Oh my god, foreshadowing! Okay, had some stumbles there, but I mean, really the only thing was just not like that one dialogue from Gumshoe gating us. Which was a little annoying because I don't feel like that one was super... And granted, I think it was also just because, like, well, I can't remember. Now, I started the Gumshoe talking... Was that today? Or was that at the 2 videos ago, which was like several days ago? I don't remember. But... Hey, Nick! Because it's possible that, like, even if I had, like, remembered that Kane Bullard had been secretly added to our profiles. I think I may have thought I'd already presented it. What is it this time? So I know I started that gumshoe conversation at the end of 2 videos ago, which was recorded like 4 or 5 days ago. You won't believe how many people are here for the trial. Well, it is a murder case. What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door. Next door? Don't you know this, Nick? They're having Detective Atme's trials today. Detective Atme? They say they're going to try him as Master Mask. Already? That was fast. Boy, I'd love to see Master Mask trial. I know. By the way, where's Pearls? Oh, she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore. I know you don't like me. Pearls has really gotten into her training lately, huh? Yeah, ever since that incident last year. Please, don't ignore me. Oh, Mr. Delight. Good morning. No one likes me. No one would notice me, even if I killed someone. Come on, don't be silly. Wait a sec. You don't mean you're the murderer? No, I'm just a poor thief who dabbles in murder. No, wait, that's not right. A thief can't really be poor. Well, actually, yes they can. That's often the reason why they become thieves in the first place. Now let's see, according to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending to him to help him commit the heist. You really think there's a connection between the thief and the murder, Nick? It's possible, but today's trial is a race against the clock. How come? Let's just take our time like always. I'm afraid that's not an option. Hey, are you gonna explain? No, Maya, I'm gonna be vague on purpose. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. You're ready? Preparation is the last refuge of the weak. Okay, yeah, whatever the hell that means. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Godot. He's got the judge in the palm of his hand, yet again. Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all. I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Godot. And you need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war, but that is exactly why you must be more precise in your wording. That's all my statement means. You understand now, right? No, I don't. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Well then, let me briefly summarize the details of the case. Wow, the judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change. The victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. Real original name, that guy. His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated at 1 a.m. the previous day. And that's when our little lost kitten dropped the ball. That little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant. Very well, Mr. Godot. Please call your first witness. I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. But the first one is always the best. Mr. Godot, is your heart okay? Are you feeling palpitations like you're gonna explode? Because you might literally die in this courtroom. And then we'll have to find some random person in the audience to execute, because anytime someone dies, there has to be an execution. That's just the way it works. Okay then, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself. And we will indeed hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself in the next video. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.